Hello friends, good afternoon all of you, and let's continue today. So before going ahead, let's try to understand that all you people are joining on time. Okay, so usually I wait for 5 minutes, but still I can see there are only 50 students have joined from both divisions. So it shows that you keep joining throughout the hour of lecture. So I may not allow after 5 to 10 minutes. So those who have joined, take note of it and tell your friends to join immediately. Okay. So let's begin. So before going ahead, all of you just ensure you're doing something for your English communication. Okay. So your career is meant of so many things. So it is not only you're just graduating from, let's say, this college, and so everything is fine. It is not the case. It is you who are going to take lots of responsibility, and then on that basis you people are going to just prepare yourself or your personality in a such a way that you are going to be fit for the number of companies which will arrive uh, here in the campus. Or maybe soon all of you people might be having a better idea that soon you people are going to begin physically also, and maybe probably next sem you would have been here in college as well. Okay, so therefore I'm just wanted to realize you people that what you people are doing, you shouldn't take it casually. So you know that all of you people are doing so many things regularly, maybe throughout the day. We keep ourselves busy, maybe from, let's say, if you wake up at 6 o'clock and you go to bed at 11 uh, p.m. in the evening. In that throughout, let's say, 15 to 16 hours, we all are busy doing sort of things, but still we fail to produce some great results, or we do not have anything which is worth, and we deal an ordinary life. Okay, so therefore we just wanted to focus or highlight on one thing at a time. So if you wanted to improve your communication, you just ensure that you are giving some specific time, you're practicing it daily, you are just finding it out what are the difficulties, troubles, or problems that you're facing while communicating in English. If you're just working on aptitude, you need to find out which are the topics that you find it tough and you require a lot of practice for that. So nobody will take it casual. If you think that the English sessions or CIP sessions, they're just maybe meant for something else, or you can just think at 11th hour you people can manage it, something like this. Or for aptitude also, you're taking it casually and you're not practicing different problems. So at the end you people have to face it. You're going to face the loss in the sense that there'll be number of companies, there'll be number of opportunities, but you will fail to create impression, you'll fail to get selected into aptitude itself, or you'll get failed to just communicate. Though you may be facing round of group discussion or round of personal interview, there you may fail to create your impression. So it's all about your preparation, how you're taking it, how much time you're spending for those things. So you people, just all of you, just take it seriously, just work on it. uh, uh, Nobody will tell you that you have to work for your English communication and your aptitude and your technical skills. So you just find out that what it takes to get selected into a company. You just try to define which is the dream company that you would like to work, and then what it takes to work with that company, that you people just try to find it out. Okay, so I hope that that is enough to realize all of you people, to understand that importance of English communication, importance of doing something regularly, whatever it may be. In your personal life also you can consider, if you are spending, let's say, 4 hours 5 hours on one thing, I'm sure that that time you can produce results. That time you people can just maybe into uh, ability to do things better than others. Otherwise, simply if take an example of study. Okay, so suppose that you are studying for 2 hours. Okay, and you think that that is enough. 2 hours are enough. So maybe 2 hours are enough for getting past. But that 2 hours, everybody is doing study of 2 hours, and so there is no difference between you and other people. So therefore, you need to spend, let's say, 4 to 6 hours. You need to spend when other people are spending 2 hours for study. you need to spend 6 to 8 hours so that you'll understand and grasp the subjects and you can make difference. You'll know what others don't know in that case only. So same thing applies for everyone, for communication also. If you are just giving 5 to 10 minutes, so 5 to 10 minutes, everybody is giving 5 to 10 minutes. So you need to give 1 to 2 hours daily, maybe just finding out new things, new words, vocabulary, sentence, videos, audios, and number of activities that you people have to do for improve their communication. In that case, you will be able to speak fluent English. Otherwise, if you think that I have to learn English, and so you are spending 10 to 15 minutes daily, everybody is doing that. No, so what you are doing different, what you are doing great. Okay, so therefore, just try to understand in this way and work on and try to just develop your skills, different skills, soft skills, communication skills, your technical skills, and try to get different experiences throughout your those 4 years. Okay, so with this we people have done with tenses. I think that in previous session we people have solved one practice test also based on tense. Okay, so now in today's session I would like to begin with another topic which is related to grammar, because we all are revising grammar. So we are going to begin with next part of grammar, and that will be voice. Okay. So with this, I will share the screen, and all of you ensure that voice is audible and the screen is also visible. So just 1 minute, I will set the screen and then we'll continue. Okay, all right, let's continue. So in case of grammar, we people have already had a discussion about grammar, whether it is required or not. So see, when we people want to communicate, there are so many problems that we face. First of all, we are not sure about, let's say, tense, which tense we people have to use. Then next is sentence pattern, that which sentence we people have to use. And then next problem we face, that is of vocabulary. Okay, and then there is another problem that we people have to face, that is of confidence. Okay, so in such problems we people needed to understand that if these are the my problems, if these are, or another is let's say, okay, these are enough, these are major problems we'll consider. So here we people will when think of these things, sentence patterns. So in that case, we are not sure what kind of sentences I have to use. If you listen to the speakers, or if you are just listening English, you will come to know the speakers immediately they use different sentences, variety of sentences, and you're not aware about that how they can use such sentences. Even we also want to use, but we got stuck. Recently we people have studied tense, and you people might be just remembering that in simple present tense subject v1 and object is there, and so you might be thinking that I would like to use this tense in communication, but it is not always that you people can use the same kind of structure for all types of communication. So as your situation changes, as your topic changes, as your context changes, the vocabulary, sentence, and tense, these things are going to be changed. And so you feel that English is difficult language and I cannot use it, or in spite of learning, in spite of listening, in spite of reading also, I'm not able to speak. So to avoid the problem of such kinds, we people need to just go into another kind of grammar, and the topic that we people are going to begin today, and that topic is nothing but voice. Okay, so let's begin with voice. So what do you mean by voice? Generally, you'll come to know voice is something, the sound that we people feel. Okay, so right now I'm talking with you people and my voice is reaching to you. So let me ensure, is my voice audible and the screen is visible? Is it audible, visible?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Ah, Okay, all right. So voice is the meaning of something like that we people understand. But in grammar, that meaning of voice is somewhat different. So what is meaning of voice in grammar? It is actually relationship between subject and the verb that a particular a sentence is, or we can call it concord between subject and verb. So what happens that the verb comes as per the subject and verb comes as per the object. So sometimes you'll find that subject and verb, they are in agreement. Okay, so if subject is singular, verb is also singular. If subject is plural, verb is also plural, something like this we people know. Okay, but sometimes we people need to change this. It is not always subject on which the verb comes with or agree with, but it is object also. And with object also, verb has to agree, and that is voice. Okay, so what is voice? Voice is nothing but the relationship between subject and verb agreement, or object and verb agreement. So that relationship is called voice. Okay, so that is just meaning of voice. Then we'll try to understand that there are two types of voice, all we people know. So that which are these two types of voice? Can you come with two types? Active voice. Okay, we all know active voice. And let's say another type is passive voice. Now my next question is for all of you. When you people are going to use active voice and when you people are going to use passive voice? Any specific rule, reason, need, or is it like this? Now I wanted to use active voice, so I will use active voice all the time. And then I feel after half an hour, I feel that now it is okay for active voice. Now I wanted to use passive voice. Now I'll switch to passive voice and I will use passive voice for 5 minutes. And then after 5 minutes, again, I will go to active voice. Is it like this? Any idea?
Active voice is a simple sentence, and when we want to draw attention on objective part, that time passive voice has to be used.
Okay, Shubham. Yes, you got it. So it is not like that on my whims, I wanted to use active voice, so I will start using active voice all the time, and then I wanted to stop active use voice, and then I will switch to passive voice. Rightly Shubham said that active voice can be used when we wanted to show that subject is important. Subject, or we'll call it door of the action. Door of the action is someone who is doing something. So that time we people use active voice. Doer of the action is important. Subject is important. In such cases, we people can use active voice. For example, can someone tell me one example? Any sentence? Short sentences, so that I can note it here.
I am singing a song.
Okay, we can take this. I am a song. Okay, so this is one sentence. Here you'll come to know subject, which is subject here, pronoun I, this is subject, and we wanted to highlight, emphasize, focus this subject. So therefore, we people are putting it in the beginning of sentence. Okay, so therefore, we people are using this. Okay, now we people will talk about passive voice. Okay, so in case of passive voice, we like to tell you that here subject is not important. Who is doing action, that is not important. But what is important here?
Song.
Yes, song is important. So we can consider object is important, or we'll consider action is important. Okay, in that case, we people will switch to passive voice. Okay, similar example we people will just convert here like this. A song is being sung by me. So now you'll come to know focus changed, attention changed, importance changed. How? Here we have discussed that what is important, subject is important. The one who is doing action here, that pronoun I is doing here action, and that is important. We wanted to highlight here, we wanted to give focus here, so that is put in the beginning. But now focus changed, that now we don't want to give importance to this. So who performed action, it doesn't matter who. Okay, what is important, what is done, that is important. So here this is highlighted. What is highlighted? Object is highlighted. Okay, here action is highlighted. What is action? Song is being sung, that action is highlighted, object is highlighted, so therefore it is into passive voice. So now who will decide whether active voice can be used or passive voice can be used? Depending upon the content, depending upon the importance that I would like to give, based on the speaker or the writer can decide whether I wanted to put the sentence in active voice like this, or whether I would like to use into passive like this. Okay, so you'll come to know there is no change in the meaning, but you'll come to know that there is a difference between that what is put in the beginning. Here the person who is doing action, that is important, so it is into active voice, and here it is not important. Who perform action, that does not matter here. What is important? A song is sung, song is being sung, that is important. So if I am going to speak, I will decide whether I want to give it in this way or whether I would like to give it that way. So was saying something here into chat box. Let me see. Aishwarya Kadam, there are some network issue. I couldn't attend lecture because I will left again and again. So here Aishwarya's suggestion is that better try to choose a better place and try to stay tuned. If it is really facing network issue, in that case you can skip the lecture, but right now don't go for because of network issue you are going to quit and maybe you are doing something else. Okay, so my suggestion will be just try to attend, and if you're really facing, in that case you can just quit. Okay, now pay attention. If this is the things, active voice and passive voice in communication, we people need to understand that it should come naturally, it should come spontaneously, that you're switching between active voice and passive voice. So there should not be you're taking a lot of time. Now I'm going to use one sentence. Okay, so in that sentence, what is subject? This subject. Okay, then this subject is important or not, whether I would like to highlight or not. So whether should I put in active voice, or it is not like that, the actor is subject is not important and action is important, so I will put it into passive voice. So in passive voice, how it will come? If you're thinking like this, it is taking a lot of time. Okay, and that if you're just taking that lot of time here, in that case what will happen, the next person in communication might have gone ahead of you, and so you cannot catch that person. Okay, so therefore it should be naturally you are able to switch between active voice, passive voice, as per the need of the situation, as per the need of communication, you're able to switch between these two things. So therefore, maybe right now we people are going to learn voice technically. Technically means theoretically. I will teach you what is active voice, what are these, and how to convert and how to solve practice examples. That is only I can teach. But in communication, it is you people, you are able to decide that right now I'm going to speak for 5 minutes. In that 5 minutes, there are going to be some sentences into active voice. There I am going to use some sentences into passive voice also. Or it can be in writing also. You are going to write one paragraph. There you are going to write as per your requirement, some sentences into active voice, some in passive voice also, maybe. Okay, so usually you might have seen one notice. Okay, so I will just try to see. The notice is usually like this. All the students are hereby informed that. So then something is like this. So in this case, sentences, all the students are hereby informed that. So someone just try to tell me whether this beginning, it is an active voice or passive voice.
passive.
Yes, Shara, you got it right. This is in passive. So immediately you'll come to know that students are informed. Okay. But informed by whom? That is not important here. Informed by, let's say, CC, or let's say a principal, or someone who informed, that is not important. Okay. But what is important? Students are informed. That is important. Okay. So therefore, you people just try to understand how to use it. That is going to define. I hope that you got what is voice, and how to use active voice and how to use passive voice. Okay. In that case, now we'll just try to understand. If you wanted to see, here I'm just going to teach you theoretically only, because using voice, you have to practice what can be done, what cannot be done. You will get a number of things, different examples you need to practice, and then you will be able to use it in your speech and communication. So if you wanted to change any sentence from active voice to passive voice, or it can be vice versa also, from passive to active, there are four aspects, there are four elements that all you people need to identify, understand. So those four elements will be, first of all, you should be in position to understand the subject of the sentence. Okay. Then you should be in position to find out verb of that sentence. Okay. The next, you should be able to identify object of that sentence. Okay. Then at number 4, you should be able to identify tense of the given sentence. Then and then only you will be able to convert the sentence from active voice to passive, or it can be from passive to active as well. Okay. So let's begin. How to identify a subject in a sentence? Subject is always performing an action. Subject is always performing an action, doing an action. In a sentence, it is doing an action. It is called doer of action. Okay. And another thing, usually, most of the times, it is in the beginning of sentence. Okay. So you come to know it will be in the beginning of the sentence. So here you can see the given example. I am singing a song. Here subject is what? I. So I is doing something. It is performing an action. It is in the beginning. So this way you are able to identify the subject. Okay. Then we'll try to understand verb. How to identify verb? All of you people know that verb shows an action. Okay. Usually we are talking here about main verb. Will not go deep in verb here, but usually main verb, action showing verb. So here you will come to know that singing is verb, or sing is verb, and with sing you people can consider other helping verbs also. Am singing is verb. So usually verb is showing an action. Then next question will be how to identify object. How you people are going to identify, see that object from the sentence?
Asking question with the help of what and to
Yes,
whom.
yes, sir, you are right. You'll come to know that if you ask question to the verb with what, okay, or whom also sometimes. Here you people can see this example is I'm singing a song, and here you are going to ask a question with what? To the verb singing. Okay. So the question can be, what am I singing? So question will be like this, what am I singing? And here you are going to get answer, a song. So asking question with what, That is one way. Apart from that, we'll come to know that object is a noun on which action takes place. Object is a noun. Usually, it is bearer of action, or it bears action. Okay. Another example we people can take here, like this. Rohit eats an apple. So here the eating takes place on apple. Okay, so this is also another way that you people can identify object, or you can just try to understand that noun after verb, and if it is with what, if it is answering the question what, or if it is bearing action, in such case that can be object. Okay, and then people will try to understand how to identify tense. So how to identify tense of a given sentence?
By identifying the verb form.
Yes, you're right. Sure, you're getting it right. That simply when you wanted to identify tense, it means that you should know verb, and verb is in which form. So here you'll come to know verb is am singing is verb here. Here verb is it's. So based on these two verb forms, you are able to identify the tense. So tell me, for am singing, which tense?
Present continuous.
Present continuous. It's which tense?
Simple present.
Simple present. So like this, you should be able to identify. So from verb form, we people are going to identify the tense. Once you're clear with these four elements, that is okay. So remember, those who are clear with tense, they're able to simply, because identifying subject verb object, that is simple. But if you're confused with tense, in that case it is going to be difficult for you people. Okay, so based on this, we people are going to see how we people can see or change any sentence from active to passive or passive to active. Usually I think while teaching tense also, I have given you people a clue or idea what sentences can be look like into passive voice. So here in short, we people will just describe. First of all, you're clear with subject, verb, object, and tense. In that case, your first step is going to be take object in the beginning, or we'll take write object in the beginning. Okay, first step will be like this. You found it, you got it, and you are writing in the beginning. Then based on the object, based on the object means what? Based on whether object is singular, object is plural, the people are use routine verbs appropriate to that tense. Okay, so helping verbs you have to use based on your tense. Suppose that if it is simple present tense, you are going to use amisa. If it is present continuous tense, you are going to use amisa. If your object is singular, you are going to use singular helping verbs. Your object is plural, you are going to use plural to these forms. Okay, so this way you need to use helping verbs as per the right form, singular, plural, and tense. So you should know all. In present time is in the past was, where, for, have, has, had, do, does, did, whatever it may be, you should know. Then here we people are going for main verb. So in case of main verb, always which form we people have to use of main verb?
V3.
Yes, you people need to understand that past participle. In short, we can call it VP also. Okay, so that you people need to understand. In all types of passive sentences, it will be past participle of main verb. Okay. Then next step, after that, you people are going to use preposition by. and then subject of active voice. Whatever the subject which is in the beginning, that subject will go at the end. Okay, so these things, these 4 simple steps you have to follow. And in case of subject, if subject is pronoun, you people need to use objective case of all those pronouns. So which objective cases of pronouns? For example, if it is I, you people can use me. If it is we, you people can use what? Us. If it is you, it is going to remain you. If it is plural you, same, no change. If it is he, then
Him.
yes, it is him. If it is she,
Her.
it is going to be her. If it is it, it will remain it. Simply like this. This way you people can think. And this will be applicable for all kind of tenses, all kind of sentences that you would like to change into passive voice. So these things we followed for changing any sentence from active voice to passive voice. Now vice versa. If you wanted to change passive into active, now you wanted to change passive sentence into active. So in that case, what do people can do? You reverse the process. You reverse the process. How to reverse the process? Here people have done use preposition by and then subject of active voice. So subject you are mentioning at the end. So that subject you people are going to put in the beginning of the sentence. If it is objective or pronoun, in that case you are going to use nominative of pronoun. If it is him, you are going to use he. If it is us, you are going to use we. If it is me, you are going to use I. Okay, so first of all, you are going to write down subject. Then second case, you people are going to use appropriate verb form. In second case, you're going to choose verb form. If based on tense, you're going to choose appropriate verb form. If it is simple present, then V1. If it is present continuous, similarly MSR, VING, something like that. Because you know all the structure of tenses. For voice, you should know all the tense structures. So tense and voice, they go hand in hand. If you're clear with tenses, you're able to solve voice. And if your voice is clear, it means your tense is clear, something like this. Okay, so then you're going to choose verb form very clearly and rightly, and then the object which we people have mentioned in the beginning, that will go at the end. Okay, so similarly that you people can change, reverse the process, and you can change any sentence which is into passive, you can convert it into active. Okay, so I think that much information is enough. Are you people clear with this? If it is clear, then let me know. We'll go to the next step. Or do you need some explanation? Some more explanation is required here. So if you really require, you just say, sir, yes, we need some more explanation. And if it is okay, you say, sir, it's okay. Because I can see almost 114 students connected. Out of that, if nobody speaks, means that is not okay. So teaching is not important, your attention is important. So let me ask here, Chavan Ritesh, roll number B41. Ritesh, is it audible, Ritesh?
Yes, sir.
Is it okay? Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So if nobody speaks, I can ask randomly someone, and if he says yes, that is yes for me. Okay. So I will clear these things now. I will clear the screen, and then we people will just go for next step, where you people can get number of different structures into passive. If you require, you can just take screenshot of it, if you are not clear with that. So just let me clear everything and we'll go back. Okay, so we'll go tense wise. Okay, simple present tense. In that you can have subject, given, and object. Okay, so first of all we'll have this one of active voice, and then we'll talk here with passive voice. Object, then M is R, then you people are going to have main verb in V3, and then your by and subject, which will be at the end. After this, I will give a lot of practice examples to you people, so that you people can solve them. Then we'll talk about present continuous. So in case of present continuous, subject, then you people can see M is R is that. Then you people can choose main verb with ing form. Then you people have to think about object. So in passive, it is going to be like this: object in the beginning. Then you people are going to choose again M is R, one out of that. Okay. Then you people are going to have B. Then people have to choose main verb, which will be in B3 form. And then by and subject. So I will just make font size a little bit smaller. So that it will be okay. Then we'll have present perfect. Okay, in present perfect, you people can see subject will come, then have and has. Okay, after have and has, you are going to have main verb, which will be in V3 form, and then object. Okay, let's go for passive voice. Object in the beginning, then you people are going to choose have or has. Then you people are going to have been here, then your main verb will come here as it is V3, then your preposition by and subject will be at the end. So in case of present perfect continuous, all you people need to understand that it does not change into passive voice. Okay, so it does not change into passive voice. So we'll go for now past tense. In past also we'll go for simple past. In simple past, you'll come to know sentences in active voice will be like the subject, then we will be in past tense and object. Okay, so in passive voice, you can consider object in the beginning, then to be forms in the past are was and were. Okay, then your main verb is going to come here, which will be into V3, and then you people are going to have your preposition by and subject will be at the end. Okay, then we'll go for past continuous. In case of past continuous, sentence will be like this: subject, and then you people are going to choose was or where. Then you people are going to have main verb. Main verb will be your here ing with ing, and then object will be at the end. So in passive, you people will mention object in the beginning, then you people are going to have again here was and were. Then you people are going to choose being here, then your main verb is going to come here. That main verb is always in V3 form, then your preposition by and your subject will appear at the end. Then here you people have past perfect. In past perfect, again you people can think subject, then your helping verb had is here, then main verb is with past participle, and then your object appear here. Then passive voice object, then you people are going to choose had, then your been will come here, and after been you people are going to have main verb. Main verb is as it is in V3, then you put your preposition by and your subject will appear at the end. Again, try to understand for past perfect continuous tense, we people are not going to convert that into passive voice. So we'll go for future tense. In future, we'll have simple future. Okay, so in simple future, you'll come to know sentences will appear like this: subject, then there is shall and will. Then you people are going to choose your main verb, which will be in first form or base form, and your object will be there. Okay, so in passive voice, you'll come to know object in the beginning. Then you people are again going to choose shall or will. After shall and will, you people are going to choose be. Then you'll come to know main verb is here, main verb with V3 form, and after that by, and your subject will appear here. In future continuous, try to understand that we do not change future continuous into passive voice. So we'll go for future perfect. Okay. So in future perfect, sentence appear like this: shall or will. Then you people are going to use have here. After have, your main verb will appear in past participle. Then you people are going to use object here. Okay, so in passive voice, you people will consider object here. Then after object, shall and will here. Then you people have to understand have, then been here. Then your main verb will be V3 form, and after V3 your preposition by, and then your subject will appear. So these 8 tense you people need to understand. After 8 tense, let me tell you for imperative sentence also. So in case of imperative sentence, what happens? Usually you'll come to know sentence begin with verb. Okay, verb is always in V1 form, and then there will be object. So that is structure of imperative sentence. For example, we'll consider examples later on because I think that time is short and I'm not sure whether I will complete that or not. Okay, so let's take it down, or you can take screenshot of this so that in next session we people can practice some examples. Okay, so in case of passive voice, you people need to understand in case of imperative sentences, those imperative sentences, they begin with what?
Let.
Yes, you're right, Sherry. They begin with late, and after late, you people have to use object. And after object, you people are going to use be, and then here your main verb is going to be used into V3 form. Okay, so like this. And with modal auxiliary, sentences with modal auxiliary, for example, one example I can give. I can sing a song. Okay, so if sentence is like this, you can follow the simple future structure like this. The same structure you can follow. Instead of shall and will, you can use your modal auxiliary, which is here. If it is can, you have to put can here. For example, I can sing a song, then a song is object here. You have to use a song in the beginning, then can be. A song can be sung by me, something like this. Okay, that much for today. We people will take attendance, and probably I think that it can be a heavy dose because in one go maybe you're not able to understand it or remember it. So I think that all you people can just try to take note of it. And if you have any questions, you people just try to tell. Okay, so all of you just rename yourself in the common format. First of all, I will just mark present numbers, and then I will just announce the option numbers. So division A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So up to 14 are all are present. 15 is absent from division E, 15 absent. Then 16, 17 absent. 18, 19, 20, 21 absent. 22, 23.
17 present.
Who is present?
17.
17. Okay, what is your role name? 17. Okay, Vaishnavi, you're present. But in sequence, in serially, I cannot see here. See, you have to rename yourself for that purpose. Are you from division A, Vaishnavi? Vaishnavi. Are you from division A or division? So pay attention. I'm taking attendance of division A. So 17 is absent from division A. That is what I'm saying. Okay. 18, 19, 20, 21 absent, then 22, 23, 24, 25 is absent. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32 and 33 absent. 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46 absent. 45 and 46 absent. 47, 48, 49 absent. 50, then 51 to 56 absent. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56 absent. 57, 58 and 59 absent. 60, 61, 62, 63 absent. 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71 absent. So from division A, quickly let me know roll number 15, 17, 21, 25, 32, 33, 45, 46, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 58, 59, 63 and 71 are absent. Is it right? If anybody is present out of these numbers, you just let me know that you are here for lecture. Okay, with this now division B, all of you just be alert. So now I'm going to mark present numbers first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 is absent. And 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34 and 35 absent. 36, 37, 38 and 39 absent. 40, 41, 42 absent. 43, 44, 45, 46, 47 absent. 48, 49, 50, 51, 52 absent. 53, 54, 55, 56 absent. 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67 absent. 68, 69 and 70. So from division, just check roll number 24, 34, sorry, 24, 34, 35, 38, 39, 42, 47, 52, 56 and 67 are absent. Is anybody present out of these numbers? Okay, all right. So with this, we people will stop here today, and maybe probably in next session, I will have a few examples and one test. Similar like tens that we people can understand. Okay, so with this, should I stop here? Should I end this meeting for all, for both divisions?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Sharyu, for your prompt reply every time.
हॅलो सर.
Yes, Pranjali.
सर मी प्रेझेंट होते, मला इथे रेंज नव्हते.
What is
त्यामुळे मी
your...
लेफ्ट झाले होते सर लेक्चर मधून.
Okay, fine.